Party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew, it's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Ross moving, Lowe's, Rumble, Aldo, Nice is the uncle.
I'm not saying I'm a trendsetter by no means. I just do me. I'm not saying I'm just this rogue individual. You know what I'm saying? But I stay in my lane. And, sometimes I like to, skedaddle out of work early. I'm talking 2, potentially 3 hours early nowadays, just I try to get out of there, And I really don't like when people see me do that potentially. And that gives them the idea that they could do that as well. And with that being said, that just brings me to my next point. Bruh, just do you and be yourself. Because it's nothing like when somebody could potentially blow up the spot and get everybody popped. No matter what it is, somehow y'all found a way to watch the movies for free. Somebody else just, friendly bopping, get the whole everybody pop. Y'all can find a way to get the hookup on them J's or whatever. One person just, bopping, get everybody pop. It could vary from situation to situation. I just hate when people ride coattail, not really riding their own wave, mess around and get everybody pop.
I said, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo Nice.
It's your boy Raj Smooth.
Wow, it's your boy Los, a.k.a. CAP.
I think on everything I put your name, it's your boy CAP, a.k.a. Los. But I think
every single time, I just never even corrected it.
But what else? One of these days, I'm gonna fix it, bro.
It's a weird flex, but you get it.
But okay, huh? I think that was very interesting what Rumble said. I'm in total agreement.
25,000%. You're not wrong when you're right, Rumble. You're not wrong.
Just the work deal. Like, yes. I realized this recently. I was thinking about it. 1 year, when I was teaching, I was in I used to leave to get my hair cut on my planning period. And then one day it was like the last day of school, so we had like the teacher in service and all the teachers was there. So I left and went to get my hair cut. When I came back, they said, "Oh, we had a whole meeting in the cafeteria, and you won like most outstanding teacher, but you wasn't there to get your award because you was out getting a haircut, and everybody was and bitches was like talking down." Like that happened. Another time I was teaching summer school and I had to get a haircut right before we went to Essence Fest. So I left work, we had all our kids in one room. I left, went to get a haircut, came back. When I came back, the summer school coordinator was like, "Did you leave?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "All right, well, just go home for the rest of the summer. Like, we can't, I got to let you go." I was like, "This is the last day and I don't give a fuck." And I left. And so I think I've always had that for a bad habit of just leaving work whenever the hell I want to. Cutting.
I'm definitely guilty of that. I definitely.
So I would hate if somebody was following in my footsteps, and people were seeing it and being like, "Hey, why is everybody gone?" Like that type of thing. I'd hate it. Hate that shit.
In my situation, I was coming later and parking in the back and coming through the back door. So it was just me and the people who normally park in the back like all the time. And then next thing you know, I'm back in my car and I see 2 more people. Like, hold on, now, don't listen. You know what I'm saying? And then that kept happening. 2 more people came. Next thing you know, I get called in the office talking about, hey, we want to try to park in the front. I'm like, man, I've been doing this for like years. Now all of a sudden, everybody want to come blow up the spot riding coattail. You got to ride your own wave, bro. on my late wave. Come on now.
I'm gonna touch base on the whole when you get the hookup on them J's. I'm gonna tie that to there was a point in time where like I'm gonna say we was trendsetters. Me and a couple other folks on the designer belts. Of course, they weren't real, but I feel like we knew the spot to get them to where they look real. And the thing is sometimes whenever you put other people on to whatever your connection is, they don't know how to handle it. Like they get too greedy. So whenever I got a black Gucci and then a pattern Louis Vuitton and maybe one other belt, and you're like, and somebody come up to you and say, man, where you got that belt from? Of course, I got it from the Louis Vuitton store, LouisVuitton.com, Gucci.com. But of course, I got some partners where I'd be like, man, I got that for the low, like it looked real, right? Like it's a very good quality. Like, and then we actually spend a little bit on them, over $100, to make sure that the quality is A1. In fact, the quality was so A1 that I still have a theory that these belts fell off the back of a truck. But I'm just saying. So
whatever makes you feel
got
good
partners that
about wearing
either
counterfeit.
Either way,
that's just what that's just what I think.
I
So
want you to
I
think that.
got partners that we put on, and they buy every single one. They buy the red Gucci.
I hate them.
They buy the blue Gucci.
They got the Gucci
buy
outfit,
the yellow Gucci.
the pants with the
They
shirt.
got
with the
they done bought other
socks
stuff off
and
the
shoes.
from the Connect. They got
Yeah,
everything,
man.
and they mess it up because people know that you don't have enough money to have all of that Gucci.
Yeah.
But I could save my money for 2 belts.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel him on the thing. I'm big on doing you.
And
Do
I mean,
you, and be careful who you put on.
and that brings the heat down on the whole crew. Like you said, other people could see it. I remember when this podcast is brought to you by Charlie was getting them fake shoes from them China shoes by the boatload.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about them on this podcast before. My theory, like you just said, Raj, my theory was always, I'm not about to get no J's from this dude because people know what J's look like. And if it's an imperfection, I'm going to be out here with some fake J's. But I did get a pair of like Kobe Grinch, the ones PJ Tucker had on the other night. I had a pair of them, and I had a pair of like Prada boots. That's like, nigga, you don't know if I like, you don't know what a Prada boot. But then if you hung around them boys long enough, you realize Charlie them used to have, man, he got every Gucci shoe, every Gucci flip flop, every Prada, every and it was like
you wore them 6 at a time.
Yeah, so I
I
couldn't.
I realized we wasn't friends at the time. Well, at least I thought we were, but we weren't as good as friends as I would hope we were at the time, because I definitely got, and he was like, I got the hookup. He never said it wasn't the real
A1.
deal. Yeah, and I tried to get them grapes.
Yeah, I remember that.
They just said
They were some plums.
I left them at. Listen, they were so bad. I left them. I put them in the trash at the corner store, and some dude had came behind me and grabbed them out of there.
That's funny. I mean, and this goes for a whole bunch of situations. I ain't gonna get into too much stuff, but like in where we from, like we didn't talk about this phenomenon, and I guess in this era, it's not really kosher to talk about sexual exploits of like when we were youth that were kind of certain things that were socially acceptable when we were young that aren't as acceptable now, even for the young people. I'll leave it at that. But there were certain situations where it'd be like, you want both of us to come over? Like that type of thing when we was like 17. And then it was like, us 3 could come over. And then it ends up being like you brought 15. That third person who don't know how to act. Who don't know how to act. Who come back every day by itself. calling, texting by itself. Just like, hold up, dog.
What are you doing?
This is my little friend who likes to have a little fun with me, and like you doing a lot right now, like that kind of thing. Like people don't know how to act when you give them
messing up the Twister game. He messing up Uno. Come on, man. It's a 2-player limit. What you know?
Okay, stop. Okay, we can leave it at that. It's not necessarily kosher, but the analogy runs across a whole bunch of different topics. Is all I'm trying to say. And Rumble, once again, do your thing. This podcast is brought to you by Rumble. And it was not about to be brought to you by Rumble because he was late with his drop this week. I think he's too hype about Best Friend Weekend.
Way too high.
3
DC.
1 week away.
He's up.
For those who know, you know what I'm saying? It's going down. So be in attendance if you can. Let me talk about some things that burned my boudin this week because certain things do. Raj, this first one is specifically, I think, for you. I went to St. Edward's of St. Edward's St. Jude fame. My mom, a real one. On Mother's Day, she decided to say, "Hey man, let's go to 4:30 mass on Saturday, so we ain't got to get up tomorrow and go to Mother's Day."
Shout out.
I was like,
word.
That's real. Let's do that. we got to that thing, and I realized the first thing that burned my boudin this week is the second collection. And I mean, this might only be a thing that burns Catholics' boudin because I don't know how many collections Pastor Los you have, and I'm gonna let you elaborate on that. But in
my church, we got to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 collections in my church house. Just to make sure we able to pay for my cars and my jet. Go ahead, brother.
So, as I was saying, in the Catholic Church, it's usually like the first collection, and the second collection is probably for the bishop service appeal. I don't even know what that means, but I've heard it a million times, so I know it's a thing.
Hold on. So the bishop service, let me tell you exactly what happened, because I know this. So the bishop service got in trouble, right? And went to court and lost. So the bishop service appealed. And we've been paying for that for a while because it's a very lengthy process.
Wait.
Raj, I'm reading this. I'm reading it online right now. You're saying it wrong. That bishop's name was actually Bishop Service. so it was the Bishop Service appeal.
Stupid,
oh snap! If you went to Catholic church, you in the know on that one. But anyway, so it would be the second collection, and I think as an adult, especially if you had a church that you don't currently belong to or whatever, and have like a envelope to give your weekly collection, the collection plate come around, $5, $10, whatever you feel like. Boom, you drop it off in that first collection. But when that second collection come around, man, they burn my boudin because I just ain't got nothing for you at that point. I don't have another $5. I gave my $5. Do you want me to rip my $5 bill in half and give it half and half? I'm just saying, second collection burns my boudin.
We've been doing second collections in Baptist church for years. You do first tithes and offering, either building fund or for the mission ministry. They're giving out for homeless people, the food pantry, all that type of stuff. Yeah, for years.
And just so you can understand, Los, we've been doing the Bishop Service Appeal second collection for years as well. So yeah. I just don't want you to think that was something that they started on Mother's Day 2019.
Yeah. No, Bishop Service Appeal been going on. Yeah.
So so I'm gonna tell you this. For the sake of burning boudins, it doesn't burn my boudin. No, because I get it. I get why, but I'm with you 100%. I get what it is. I never felt an obligation.
Okay.
Towards the second collection. I always felt like that one was optional, but the first one was like, you gotta come off something.
And I don't know, and I guess if it was that important, it would be the first collection, right?
Yeah, but the first collection is for the actual church. Like that's for to pay Monsignor. The second collection is for Bishop Service.
Bishop Service in his appeal.
Child endangerment charges.
Oh my God, I love that. The Bishop Service appeal. I can't even think of another second collection of why they would for the something. They'll say something, but I've never I've heard in Baptist church them be like for pastor's birthday or something like that. I've never heard on anniversary. I heard you saying that, Los, when we talked. I've never heard anything outside of I can't think of anything besides the Bishop Service appeal. Me
neither, because it's always a bit. Every once in a while, it's very rare, but it does happen. You'll have a group come in that sends money off to Africa or something like that. For the youth out there.
The mission.
So sometimes, a missionary group, and sometimes you'll have the second appeal. The second thing will be for the missionary appeal. So. That happens as well. So I guess that's the only other thing that I've ever seen. But for the most part, it's always going to the Bishop Service appeal.
Either way, you feel obligated. And you don't feel obligated either way.
I don't feel obligated either way.
Wow.
I'm with that. You feel obligated in your church to give to each collection, Los?
Well, I do my tithes and offering in my the envelope, and then I put $2-3 in the mission if I got the cash.
I'm sorry, how much?
$2 or $3.
$2 or $3. I thought you said $50. I was like, wait, tithes, and then you do an extra $50?
The tithes and offering, they get that money with this extra 2 or 3. That's it. Nothing much.
I think
I'm
gonna tell you what burns my. Let me tell you what burns my boot down around.
I don't give them no money because I already gave it.
I tell you what burns my boot down around church offering. It's 2019. The church, it direly needs to start a Venmo account.
Venmo, so I knew you was gonna say it.
Sit in my chair with my card or with my Venmo account and just right there, it's cash.
Oh, black folk been had it. We got push pay in my church.
Really?
Like Apple Pay.
Push pay.
That's funny.
Push pay.
Apple Pay. He walk around with the pastor walk around with his phone, and you're supposed to like tap your phone against his and pay him.
Nah, it's not the pastors, the ushers.
And that's what
that's what I meant. Yeah,
the usher walks around with the device.
If you need a charger for your phone, you say my phone dead. They got wireless chargers too for every phone, Android and Apple. That's
why your pastor got 3 phones. Thing. One for the tide and one for the plug. You know what I mean? Pass this phone around so we can No, you got it.
If your phone dead hot, we got the juice. The Lord needs his money, and I need some more hope.
That's what they say for the mission. Shit, another thing that burned my booty out this week. Okay, it kind of goes in line with some stuff I've talked about before that has burnt my booty out since day one. When it's report card season, and people like, I'm so proud of little Lathan because it's like he had all A's on his report card. Yeah. I would like to say not happy birthday. I would like to say congratulations to my little girl Brooksy for being on honor roll again this semester
in first grade.
And I always be like, what? Just tell that child that there's no reason you need to post that because it's just stupid. Like that's like you're trying to. It's a humble brag, but it's not a particularly good humble brag. And along those, but on those same lines. What burns my boot out this week are Mother's Day pictures of children, like by the mama. I've seen a lot of that. Like a lot of mothers posting pictures of their kids, like them and their kids, and being like, "Happy Mother's Day from me and Lil Tyrone."
Yeah,
and I'm like, what? Yeah, Jabario is supposed. Jasmine.
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 You right.
Man, AKA Man.
Man. Jasmine Jr.
Jasmine. Like Jasmine supposed to be posting for his mama, talking about Happy Mother's Day to my mama. The mama not supposed to be posting, talking about look me and Jasmine on Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about.
I want to make sure you got kids.
Go ahead.
They be like, I want y'all to know I got a bunch of children. Like, yeah, it's pointless, but hey, yeah, it is what it is. That's the times we living in right now, my brother.
They just don't understand what a good, tasteful post is. So yeah, now I 100% agree with that. I do think that and I hope that people wouldn't. I hope that people wouldn't misconstrue your statement as to say you shouldn't be proud of your child when they make A's or B's, and you shouldn't feel proud of them, because you should definitely feel proud of them. But that kid, in reality, does not have Facebook probably or Instagram. And if they do, then let that kid post. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a little cousin that has a Facebook. I mean, an Instagram, a pretty entertaining Instagram that's monitored by his mom and dad. And when he makes an A or a B and he wants to let people know that he's a student athlete, he posts, like they post it on his page for him.
Yeah.
You know, like to me, that's a little bit more tasteful than you putting my son, who I raised and birthed and breastfed, made a A or a B or honor roll. Like that's just, you just don't know what you're doing.
And I think there's an age thing to that too. I think that if any of our mothers would have posted for Mother's Day, like something like I'm proud of For Mother's Day, I'm just proud of my son, blah, blah, blah. And it's a picture of Miss Shirley and you, Los. You know what I mean? Like, if that kind of thing is, like, posted, we can let them slide for being a older person doing that.
Yeah, like, dang, you ain't know no better, mama, but you got to take the damn look stupid.
Miss Madeline and Roger, that is a perfectly acceptable picture. However, if your child is like under the age of like 10, that's when you start kind of getting the borderline to being like like you say, Los, a weird flex, but okay.
A weird flex, but you get it.
but we understand. Speaking of people who don't know how to use the internet for good, only for evil. I'm not gonna get in the weeds on this one. I'm really not.
Please.
But it's something we got to talk about. It's got to come to the square. It's been
Thomas.
Dem Thomas is like out of control. The thing about it is, listen, we got a podcast to kind of say our thoughts on the world and issues, and people listen and they give us feedback, and it's a fun experience. Some people, their outlet to give people their opinions on the world and experiences is Facebook. Like, some people it is. Obviously, Dem Thomas. Space is Facebook. And we can't hate that. Like, Dem Thomas, the reason we talk about Dem Thomas, the reason we even put up with Dem Thomas is because they're like our Facebook friends, quote unquote. They're people we know growing up, or at least have heard of, or think they exist growing up. But it gets to the point where, and it's a recurring theme that we talk about a lot on this podcast, which is hometown allegiance, hometown loyalty. I'm gonna succinctly just say this, because if you haven't listened to this podcast, if you in a while, you've heard us say this. If the Earth is playing against Mars in soccer, I'm going for the Earth. If the United States is playing against Cuba in baseball, I'm going for the United States. If Louisiana is playing against Florida in youth girls soccer, I'm going for Louisiana. If Shreveport playing against New Iberia, no disrespect, I'm going for New Iberia.
And I'm going for Shreveport.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it really boiled down to you got to rock with the home team, and certain people just don't do it. And Dem Thomas is notorious. So that brings me to a big story we want to talk about, and why Dem Thomas is specifically burning my boot at. Last night, all three of us, hype reaction around 7:56 p.m. Central Time. The New Orleans Pelicans landed the number 1 pick in the draft.
We out
Zion Williamson. We are not going to make this a whole sports story, right? But we will talk sports for a second. We're not going to get all in, like, talking about what does it mean and what's the backcourt and all the rest of this stuff. We're not going to get too deep into that.
Yeah.
But just the idea that we have been scorned for the last few months as a city by the bad call against the Saints. And then shortly thereafter, Anthony Davis, like, within the week, I don't want to play here no more. And we came back and was like, he was so tone deaf to the city to do that. And it's like, oh, what are we going to do? You got to get rid of him. Oh, the Pelicans stupid for not trading Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Y'all stupid. Y'all not going to get this and blah, 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 blah. And then, boom, we got Zion.
The Lord shine down on us.
Before we get into Zion, as soon as the pick went in, Dem Thomas posted this. Zion to New Orleans isn't good for NBA business kids.
Wow.
There are
let that soak in for a second.
There are currently 85 comments under his post. Aldo Nice, aka me, started him off with the first comment, which has 3 times as many likes on my comment than he actually has on his post. So let that sink in as well. My comment
was your post,
was,
my brother? Yeah.
I mean, why are all things Louisiana negative for you, little bro? I get your point, but why in this moment is that your hot take? And then people was like commenting under mine, like, bro, when you find out them answers, just let me know. And other people like, yeah, dog, this and that and the third. Son, I don't understand how you could be a person who claims to be for the hometown, for the city, for Louisiana and whatever. And the moment an amazing thing happens for the city, your first thought is, no, Zion going to New Orleans ain't good for NBA business, period.
I'm about to hate on this shit right here, man. I don't even know that dude.
I'm clearing the runway right now. Rides, the floor is yours.
Uh-oh.
So my reaction was a little bit more aggravating. And you know what? Let me say this. Let me start off with this. I don't react to those types of posts from those specific people because it immediately makes me mad, because I just don't, like, it's not like just an immediate response. It's a response that's been building up, and it's a response that from that side is always critical and negative of New Iberia, Louisiana, and the like. Always critical of Louisiana itself. And I have evidence. We have a podcast where we speak good things and have good vibes about where we from. And that's, like you said, that's our media to get to people, to reach people, to let people know that, hey, this is where we from, this is what we love, this is who we rock with. And I don't quite understand that logic. I just don't. I think that there is something legitimately psychologically wrong with people that just can't support the hometown team. Like, I get it. Maybe you liked Barry Sanders, so you're a Lions fan, but you still need to be like, yeah, but what's up with them Saints? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there should still be some, like, love towards what goes on, and sports is what we like. I feel like us as black men, like, it would be, I don't think it'd be out of the question to say young black men like sports.
Yeah.
So this is what we find our love at.
I think
this
that's
is what we talk about.
That close to universal.
You know what I mean? So, like, we like sports. Like, we watch sports. We all watching the finals right now. And I just have a eerie feeling that if the Pelicans was in the finals, or in the Western Conference Finals,
you gotta.
I
was about to say, I thought you had the leak, a screener of them finals before they came out, and you was watching.
That's hilarious. No, if we was in the playoffs right now, then they would be finding some negative. It would never be something positive. Like, it would never be like, oh man, I didn't expect the Pelicans to be there. Like, I'm like, them boys looking good. It's always, oh, New Orleans is gonna find a way to fuck up, which is something else that I've seen recently that upset me. It's like, why does it always have to be, let's bash where you from? I don't think people in New York, Knicks fans, bro, the Knicks been garbage forever, and Knicks fans are still like, man, we missed out. Hopefully we could get something, you know what I'm saying? Like, rallying behind their team, but like, for some reason we can't. So my advice to these people is to move and take on an entirely new identity. One that doesn't portray you from being from Louisiana. One that puts you where you moved to, that's where you're from. Because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to say you're from Louisiana. Because to me, there's some allure about that.
Because you want to say it when it's convenient for you. And I was over this weekend, had this same conversation, and I reiterated something that I might have said in the podcast before. That when the Saints played in that NFC Championship game, I was home in Louisiana. I was in New Iberia. I walked in the store in Walmart to get something that morning with my pops. And the energy was like nothing I've seen in years. Like, people was walking up, man, boy, we're going to take it today. White people, black people, old people, young people, the cashiers, the people in the, oh man, them Saints, oh yeah, Super Bowl. Party, people getting food to go cook, to go have a good time. That's when you, like, that is community. It's a sense of who we are. Yeah, New Iberia is not perfect. Louisiana's not perfect. Yeah, hell, we voted for David Duke for governor when he ran against Edwin Edwards. Like, we from a racist part of there, right? There's there's atrocities that didn't happen over the years. Read some book about people, like there were people getting executed and young men getting killed because they whistled at a white woman in the 40s and 50s. Like we from a tradition of pain, like a tradition of like a hometown that didn't always love us back. Y'all saw the documentary about Sugartown. We did a whole episode on that. Akko is a motherfucker. And that's all where we from. But we don't celebrate. We're not celebrating that when we celebrate Louisiana or New Iberia. We're just celebrating our, like, where we came up with, what made us, because that's what made us. And the fact that in that same breath, them Thomas and people like him was posting, oh man, the Saints gonna lose. Ha ha ha! I'm happy y'all lost. Ha ha! In pass interference, whatever. Like I can't get that. I have an uncle who's a huge Cowboys fan. Shout out, this podcast brought to you by Joe Joseph and giving people curls in the beat. And he was at my daddy's house hype for the Saints to win. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna get to go to New Orleans and watch. I'm gonna go to New Orleans to watch the Super Bowl. We're gonna turn up. We're gonna have a good time. And he a Cowboys fan because he understands that it's not about that. It's like the home team don't have to be your favorite team, but you're not supposed to despise them. What it makes me think is this, and I'm gonna leave it for y'all to think about. Does it mean that you was just a lame? Like that your experience growing up was that bad that it scarred you to feel like you hate your hometown? Do you think that has to be a part of it?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that it has anything to do with like, oh, I don't like the Saints because I don't like where I came from per se. I think it's I don't like the Saints because that's what I was taught. I think it's deeper. I think it's deeper than that. I think little things mean big things. And I think whenever you look at that type of situation where you can't support like your family, like, you know what I'm saying? Like not to say that somebody can't support. I'm not saying that. When you can't support like some things close to you, like there's something there, like something happened to you. Not that you don't like where you came from, but there has to be something there for me. So what I notice is a lot of stable households root for the home team.
Huh. You're getting psychology on them right now.
You're going.
I am, now. And then once you go, for some reason, when you go to the hood and call it what you will, but there's a lot of broken families in the hood. You got all sorts of different shit that they pulling for. You got the 49ers, the Ravens, the Falcons, and you all over the place.
Because Lil Wayne said he came home and he had them cups from the Super Bowl because he wasn't in a household that had cups. So that's why he liked the Packers. I mean, I'm not saying you're right.
And disclaimer, that is not like a totalitarian idea. That's my opinion. I'm not putting that out there to insult nobody. I'm just saying.
I just feel like them boys, them Thomas. Like some people just get off on being negative towards something. You know what I mean? Especially when you post and stuff, just they go opposite or go on opposition on something just for no reason. Like they want to go against anything, for no reason, just to stir some shit or just to be that negative person. You know what I mean? Just for no reason. Anything, something happened good, Louisiana, whatever. The first thing you got to say is some hateful shit, like just hating on it for no reason at all. Like, you know what I mean? So some people just get off on being that way.
Los, where we from, there's a lot of people that have that same general sentiment. So them boys might be in the majority when it comes down to it, but they just post a lot about it.
They're not.
They just make it.
They might be in the majority in our age group amongst black males. But they're not in the majority amongst.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
that's
like we said, women be rooting for the home team, and like mama, like we was. Let me put this even in perspective. The other day when the Rockets choked and lost to the Warriors, we at the house watching the game. I'm in Louisiana. My mama like walk in the room. She like, "What's the score?" And I'm like, "It's at the bottom of the screen." And she said, "Oh, okay." And then she sit down and start watching. Like 30 seconds later, "Oh, Chris, come on, shoot the ball, Chris." I'm like, and it hit me for a second. I'm like, why my mama know CP3? Oh, he used to play for the Hornets and the Pelicans. That's why my mama would know who CP3 is. That's why it would make a whole bunch of sense for her not even have to think about that. Out of everybody on the court, I mean, she knew Steph Curry. I mean, she knew Kevin Durant. I mean, obviously he wasn't playing. She knew James Harden with the beard. but definitely no CP because he used to play for the Pelicans. And I mean, like, I don't know. There's something to that I think that is just, you might be right, Raj. That it might just be, it's tough to say a majority, but it's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. There's some psychology involved with that as far as wanting to be something that's different than what we are.
You would be hard pressed. So I'm going to tell you this. I get excited whenever I stumble across someone, a black male from our area around my age. Like, and I mean, I'm going wide around my age. I'm talking 40 to 20, 20 to 40, around our age, that is a Saints fan.
It's even more rare to find it's very rare to find a Saints fan / Pelicans fan. Like, this podcast is brought to you by Tremont. Like, this podcast is brought to you by Duck. Like, there's certain people. This podcast is even brought to you by Graham Star and us. This podcast is brought to you by us three. And I'm leaving some people out, but even people like that we really rock with, like the Harry. He love the Saints. He rock with the Rockets. He like, I live in Houston. I'm going for the Rockets. They win, and that's fine. But he don't hate the Pelicans. Like, there's levels to that, but yeah, there's some psychology behind that. If anybody knows what it is, y'all feel free to let us know, because I don't know. I think this is the conversation I wanted to have. Honestly, it's more about just kind of that whole idea of kind of hating involved with that. But let's spin it back, because we've used enough of our podcast time on that. I still want to talk about Zion and a couple of things. How excited are you actually about Zion? Like quantify that. Like, what did we win? Like, what level of excitement are you about we getting Zion?
When I explained this to someone that didn't quite understand the magnitude of it, I basically just went back to the 2003 draft. And I said, just think of the Pelicans getting the number 1 overall pick with LeBron James in the draft. Because that's what it is. I mean, we can call, like, sure, he could flop, but at that time LeBron could have flopped too. You know what I mean? Darko Milicic went second. All I'm saying is if you want me to quantify it, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, I am a 10.
Yeah.
A 10 excited. If it was when the year that we got AD, I was a 9.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I didn't know AD could shoot like that.
Yeah.
So that's
we've been waiting for Zion to come. Like, as men, I don't know, like our female listeners, you might not know this as much from like the culture, but we've been waiting for Zion for 4 years. Like, the NBA, like men our age have been waiting for Zion to come. Like, and I know that sounds crazy. That sounds biblical. We've been waiting for Zion but it's facts though. Since the first time we seen him doing them crazy dunks in Spartanburg, South Carolina, on social media when we was like, ooh, he a sophomore in high school?
Yeah.
And we've been watching him, not as long as people were watching LeBron, but damn close to it. And and then boom, and then Duke. Well, probably the same as LeBron. 3 years in high school and 1 year in college. LeBron, it was just 4 years in high school. Like, we've been waiting for it. Like, oh, I can't wait for Zion to get in the slam dunk contest. Now he's coming to our team. It's crazy.
And it's not good for NBA business.
Man, I think I'm excited on all fronts. Really, I just think it's going to be a good look for Louisiana. I feel like now the Pelicans games will be on TV now a lot more than usual, like national television, a lot more than usual. And I'm looking at the whole aspect, sales and all the more attention coming to the state, more so than anything. And then just the excitement of sitting there watching a 6'6" super black man jump out the gym every play. You know what I'm saying? And hustle and play with that, with the tenacity on the court. Like, I like that boy energy, man. I think it's going to give us a boost, bro. If we got some vets and people around, even some young people around him who just want to win and play hard, bro, it could be a good look, man. I'm not saying we going straight to the championship or nothing, but it's definitely going to be something worth cheering for. And I'm hoping AD find himself and maybe give another year. I mean, I totally understand what AD was thinking about. He just want a chance to win. I get it. I get it. I ain't gonna never knock another man's dreams or try to count a man's pocket. But I would love to see him and AD and Zion, back there giving niggas hell, bro. So if it's one out of 10, man, I'm on a 4,500, bro. I was jumping out the bed when I heard about that.
I think the what I would compare it to, and I'm just gonna give you this quick comparison. I think the closest in my head is like that you didn't. One of them things where you didn't think you was gonna get them, but you ended up getting them. Not on the same level, but close. Reggie Bush. I think Reggie Bush. Like when it was like, oh, the Saints not gonna get Reggie Bush, cause the Texans are gonna take Reggie Bush. Yep. And then like a couple hours before the draft, the Texans have signed a contract with Mario Williams. Like, what? I was like, oh, we're gonna get Reggie Bush.
We get Reggie Bush.
like we're gonna get and what did that do? It won a Super Bowl. Like, I think that it's the same type of vibe. Like, we getting Zion. It's like, okay, energy, vibe, ticket sales, craziness. Like, I can't wait for Zion to dunk on somebody, and I'm going to at least. Mark it down. At least 3 Pellies games this year. I'm definitely going to at least 3 Pellies games. Like every time they come to Houston, and probably at least 1 or 2 in New Orleans. Anytime I'm in New Orleans and they playing, I'm going to watch the Pelicans off top. Like, that's a for sure thing. But you mentioned AD, Los. Let me bring it back to this. I think it's kind of a cyclical thing in New Orleans right now. Like, what do y'all think about people who move on in sports versus those who stay? Like, particularly with the Pelicans. Like, CP3, I was just talking about, he left. Anthony Davis left. David West left. Like, they like, man, I can't win here, so they left. This might be the first time where it's kind of like a confluence. Like, CP was never there at the same time as AD. Like, if it had happened that, like, Baron Davis, like, left right before CP, I think. Like, it never, those things never crossed over. This is the first time where it could legit cross over, where it's like, the next one and the next one and the other one is at the same time. What do you feel about those people who want to leave versus the people like Damian Lillard, PG-13, and even Giannis at this point, who like, I'm just gonna stay in this small market team. Tim Duncan, I'm gonna stay in this small market team and I'm just gonna try to win here. What do you think about the difference between those two different type of people, Los? Give me your thoughts.
Well, I think some people are very competitive. Some people like to compete at a high level and a different level. I feel like with Paul George, he has Russell alongside of him, and I think he really he got comfortable in OKC, and I think he really feels they do have a chance. You know what I mean? I think the ball's bounced a couple of ways, different way a few times. They might not be exactly where they are now. As long as Golden State is who they are, I don't think they will win. But I mean, they're definitely gonna compete, and I like that system. I love that. I don't always want to play on the best team just to be winning. That's never, I guess it's fun to win like that, but I would much rather sit and fight, with the group of guys or the team I came in with. Say we come in the gym to hoop, and my 5 come in the gym. I'm not switching to go, get on the better 5. We staying with us, and I like that kind of competitive. Now I get. AD's, I get his sentiment because at the end of the day, we're not going to be the ones being judged for, he played his whole career out there and never win a championship. I mean, I think one of the most loyal people in the NBA was Kevin Garnett, and he left to go, to go get him a couple rings. You know what I'm saying? Or a ring or 2. So, I definitely understand.
Okay.
I don't agree. I don't know about teaming up with the best team. Like if AD go to the Warriors, I won't even say his name again. You know what I mean? But if you feel like the situation's not working out for you, I'm not upset about that. If they're not putting the right pieces around you feel for you to be successful, I get it. You know what I mean? And then I think he has, other things off the court that he wants to get into too. And if you can't do that in that city, I mean, I
don't know. I don't know about that. I get that, but it's 2019. Anything you can do.
I want to chime in on this one a little bit. AD, I wish. Let me tell you what I wish, and it's a little bit deeper than AD. I wish that people are athletes and personalities would speak the truth in the media a little bit better, because he said he wants to win. This Zion pick, this number 1 overall pick, should change your mind. Yeah. Like this is a lot to work with. We got the number 1 overall pick. And a transcendent player and a guy that you can grow with, and not to mention he'll be cheap for a couple of years, so we'll be able to do some things in free agency and whatnot. If you want to win, sign that deal that DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Warriors and
That
go
1
play
year.
over there. Like, because that's what you're telling me. But if you wanna live in a cooler place, like if you wanna be in a LA or Chicago or wherever else, if you wanna be in a bigger market, like I want to be in a bigger market in a doper place where I could go to Top Golf or whatever on a Tuesday night, then say that. Give me some truth, because telling me that you want to win, the Blazers right now are in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Last year, we swept the Blazers, and it was a better team. Nurkic wasn't hurt. It was a better Blazers team last year. We swept them.
Big fact.
What more do you want? Where you going to go? Because wherever you're going to go this year, that team's going to get worse because they're going to have to give us stuff. So you're going to suck next year. You go to the Lakers, they're going to give us everything. They're going to suck. So I don't understand it because of the reasoning he gave. I wish that, like you said, Al, I wish way more people were like Damian Lillard. But I also, let me tip the scales a bit and understand that Portland is a cooler city than New Orleans. So I get it.
I don't know.
I'd rather lose in
I don't
Portland
know about
than
that.
lose
I've
in
never
New Orleans.
heard any person in life say, "Well, I'd
Portland
rather
be
go to
jumping.
New Orleans than Portland. I'd rather go to Portland
Then
than
let
New
me
Orleans."
fix my statement. I would rather live in Portland
Fair
than
enough.
live in New Orleans.
Fair enough.
I'd rather visit New Orleans than visit Portland.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, until you gotta look at, like, I feel like everybody ain't built the same way too. You can't have the same type of person, everybody in the world be the same type of person. So it is gonna be people out here who are willing to jump teams and go, win. And I think, when you say, Roger, when you talk about people being honest in the media, it's a business at the end of the day. So if he put out his cards out on the table like that just to please fans, it hurt his business definitely before
I just think it's I just think that we a little bit too, as a society, maybe are just a little bit too sensitive. Like if AD say I want to play in a warm destination where they got bad hoes, then I think he should be able to say that shit, and I'll be cool with it.
I don't mind any of that. I'm just of the mind that, and I'm gonna be completely frank with you. If you play 82 games for one team, that means you're playing 41 games on the road. That means 41 nights out of the year you're going to be in that city. So you need to live in that city at least 41 nights plus training camp, blah, blah, blah. You probably got to spend about, at minimum 100 nights a year in that city. But that's really like the minimum. I mean, that's really like about what the number's going to be. Like, don't think for a second AD don't have a crib in LA and live in LA. Don't think for a second
that makes sense.
That them boys still, like James Harden, don't really live in that. I mean, he lives in one market square when he's in Houston, but he's renting a floor in one market square. He doesn't live there. So I get your point, but there is that other point that it's 2019 and you can kind of be wherever and whatever you want to be. Yeah. I'm saying all of that to say, the future's bright. I'm not gonna we don't have to get too deep into what can happen and whatever. I just think it's just a very interesting place that we have like a position of power now that's really cool. 2019 started off like shit for Louisiana sports. It might turn. It feels like it's turning. It feels like it's turning.
Yeah, I think we needed it. I also want to say that I think it would be very cool. We spent time in LA, and on Sunday, when we was there, we went to a day party. There's day parties, best friend weekend day party, Sunday, somewhere to be announced is happening. Like that kind of stuff happens.
Oh, I already know where it's at.
Especially LA.
I know where it's at.
So what I'm saying is I think that it would be very, very cool to play a Sunday slate. I'm going to play at noon on Sunday. I'm going to take a shower at my house that I live in LA, if I live in LA, and I'm going to the day party because I don't have practice on Monday. I can't do that in New Orleans. They don't have that.
You don't know that. You don't know that. Stop that. You don't.
It's not the same. It is not. I just want some truth.
Okay, say it.
If AD want to leave, give me some.
But no, because you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot with that because think about it. How many times?
30 on 3 right now.
Yeah. How many times you meet people talking about, boy, them Louisiana women, boy, this, that, and the third. Man, they might have some waters in there, but don't trip like New Orleans don't necessarily have a party or some other shit going on Sunday.
They might have a party, but I mean, what I need you to do right now is I need you to feel me. And I'm not saying that
you're right.
I'm not saying that they don't have.
You're right.
That.
But I'm just.
I'm saying that they don't have it quite like that. Like it is. You're not gonna see Kiara Mia in New Orleans at the day party.
Why do I
need to see her in LA for sure?
Hey, Alvin Kamara happy as hell in New Orleans, so
right?
Anything,
With his
whatever
little
you're
stripper.
saying, I'm trying to hit.
We'll see. Because 2 years ago I would have said the same thing about AD. So we'll see.
I wouldn't have never
I'm
said
happy.
that
Alvin
about
Kamara
AD.
happy. You wouldn't have said that. I didn't think
lying.
AD was necessarily.
Nah, I didn't think AD was like a New Orleans for life type person. Cause not like this has happened many times. I don't think that about Zion. I don't think Zion about to come to New Orleans and if we not winning, he gonna be like, cause he gonna
I'm
say all the
staying
right
with
thing.
you.
I felt like Boogie Cousins wanted to be in New Orleans more than AD.
Yeah. But I feel you though. I think he felt played when you ain't loyal to him. I feel like Boogie Cousins is one of them loyal cats be like, look, I rock out. Let's keep giving me my money. Everything cool. The red carpet always laid out for me and my people. I'm here. I'm rocking. You rock with me, I rock with you. That's what I feel like Boogie is. You know what I'm saying? But AD, you know, I don't know. And when he got with Rich Paul, we knew what time it was though.
Yeah.
When he signed Rich Paul.
Clutch Sports.
Yeah, we knew what time
LeBron,
it was. Yeah,
he want to be with LeBron. Yeah, speaking of LeBron and bad hairlines, man, I got a little something I noticed this week, man. And this is just a brief conversation.
Sorry for the long sports talks, ladies. Go ahead.
Yeah, and hopefully we kept it not so sports-esque and just more kind of maybe in your opinion, Los, that's what you thought you talked about. But we were actually talking about supporting your hometown and things of that nature. But maybe you heard only sports. That's possible. We're all different. I can't tell you what to hear. But something that all three of us are in one stage or another, and every man is in one stage or another going through. It's hair loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know certain people. This podcast is brought to you by, I'll keep some names quiet, who had to go bald at a real young age, and certain people who fighting with their front hairline being pushed way back, and some people who got that big bald spot in the middle and the back, and some people who got braids that struggling that start too far back or don't connect. There's a lot of different things going on in these hair streets. Another observation I made recently was that after you get to the age of 55, you can kind of do what you want with your hair. You just got to make it to 55. Have y'all ever noticed old men with like the Sanford and Son daddy with the hair around the side?
My daddy had that bozo cut.
Horseshoe.
Yeah.
They be playing the horseshoe.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed old men in church who front kind of push back, not super push back, but kind of front back, but nothing in the middle? That back piece is empty, but the rest of their hair is kind of real low cut, and it's maybe curly or it's maybe just regular or whatever. But that middle going in the back, but they still playing some hair. Mm-hmm. I've seen all kind of iterations, and once again, this was an observation from church. I was looking around like, boy, these old men got so many different stages of hair going on in here. And it all just looks regular at a certain age. I will say that a bald head on a black man at a certain age is probably the way to go. It's the most clean. It's the most, you don't know what that man hair look like. It makes him look a little younger, a bunch of things like that. But I had that observation about hair. What are your thoughts about keeping your hair because of that?
So I want to talk about what burns my boudin. So I went to eat out Sunday, and I'm a big believer of black don't crack. So this gentleman was older than me, but only because I can assess him based on me. Because there's people that come in, there's people that talk to me that don't believe I'm the age that I am. So I can look at this guy and I could tell that he was older than me. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much older, but I'm gonna say that he was 40. And so not much older than me, but he was older than me nonetheless. And he had a mohawk. Oh. But his mohawk in the front started where it wasn't supposed to start. Now, it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't like, he didn't have a Kyrie Irving hairline. I've seen some 40-year-olds with a Kyrie Irving hairline, but I still think...
Yeah, that's PG.
There is just something about when you get to that age, like that, when you get to middle age, that screams you're not supposed to have a mohawk.
Okay.
And that burns my boudin. So that's how I feel about it. However, I have seen, and I'm throwing this at white men with a horseshoe. They got the horseshoe.
Comb that thing over that boy.
And for some odd reason, they got like a dot, like a dot of hair
in the middle,
in the
front
middle. Yeah,
in
like
the front
toward
middle.
the front middle. And I have never understood that. Why would you let yourself leave the house? I would keep a pair of clippers at work if I was gonna be late to work, and that developed on the top of my head. I'm gonna keep a pair of clippers at work so I could take that off, so I could play just the horseshoe, which is socially acceptable to me.
I'm laughing because the white man hair preference is probably horseshoe. I'm looking right now at the screen. Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, Shaq, all bald-headed black men. Ernie Johnson, horseshoe.
Yeah.
It's not even a horseshoe. It's just a pushback daddy. Yeah. It's really that his line is like James Brown starting in the middle of his head.
Yeah, I feel like at some point, bro, you just gotta let it go, man. I know it's hard. You know, you just gotta let that thing go, bro. It's okay. All right. It'll be right at the end of the day.
Los, come back. You just said Pops used to have a horseshoe. Should he have let it go?
He should listen. Pops had the horseshoe and he had the curl. It was a curl. He used to go get that thing curled. He had a curl. He had a bozo the clown curl. No. I used to tell him that all the time. Daddy, why don't you just cut your hair? Nah, that shit looks stupid. And he's like, I distinctly remember going, R.I.P. my pops, bro. I remember sitting in he used to go to the beauty shop and get his hair curled, be sitting back in the chair, laid back with his eye closed, getting that little curl, that shit curl, nigga, around the side. And he kept that for years. Until one day.
Was he the only one rocking it?
No, hell no, he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. He just was, but see, he was 6'6", you know what I'm saying? 6'6", 250, and well, cowboy boot with the snake head on. So I guess he felt like he could do what the fuck he wanted to. You know what I mean?
I wanna address the Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, Shaq thing. I don't know how Shaq hair would grow. Now Shaq been playing a bald head since forever. I don't know how Charles Barkley hair would grow, but I can see how Ernie Johnson's hair grows. And I think that there's a certain point to where you let your hair grow. And like, let's say the hair, the style of dude that you play, the style of dude that, like, let's say him and Stephen A play, that's your forehead. That's no longer your head. Like, you don't have a separation of hair line and hair. That is your forehead. I don't ever want my forehead to be that big.
To be part of your
You know what I'm saying? Like,
to be part of your middle of
your
head.
What? Oh. Yeah, like, I've never said, oh, look, like, as of right now, I'm pointing at my head. Visual. And for my visual learners out there, you can't see me, but just take it. I'm pointing at my forehead, and it's a regular size forehead. I'm going to come back. We will revisit this in the 50th year anniversary of the podcast. Yeah. And I'm going to be pointing at my same head, and my forehead will not be the same size. I can't let my forehead get that big. So
you're saying basically a horseshoe, if boys rocking a horseshoe, their forehead is really to the back of their head.
Well, yeah, so no, well, once you get to the horseshoe section,
at that point, huh?
No. I'm just saying your hairline can't be at the top of your head. Once you get to the horseshoe section, you plant like that's okay. Now I got like that's almost like a whole nother category of haircut. But once you get to the top, if you get to the top, you need to just go ahead and let that thing go for a couple of years until it stopped growing back in the top.
I love it.
That's how I feel.
I think in secretly or not so secretly, this podcast obviously again is brought to you by Rumble. Rumble always be like, Al, come on home. He want me to cut my hair back because he want me to be like, he want me to be playing that baldy. But I'm not there yet. I got hair and I'm rocking it. My pops had hair, like was rocking his shit till he was in his 40s. I'm gonna be rocking my hair. I'm not at the let it go stage. Sometimes boys gotta let it go. Yeah. But I laugh because y'all two both have the same hair issues that I have, but to worse degrees, but on one side. Put it like this. Like, Los, you got the pushback mode in me.
Yeah, my shit
pushing. And Raj, you got the baldy in the middle mode in me. But your front is further up, and Los middle is clean. It's more filled in. Hey, so we all struggling with them three things. Them two things right there, man.
Hey, you know the crazy part about it is my daddy, I remember like turning like 22. My daddy, when mom was like, your daddy went bald at 22. So at 22, I didn't cut my hair. I was letting my shit grow. Like I was so scared to cut it. I was like, Lord, please don't let me go bald at 22, bro. I ain't know what I was gonna do. I was hurt, but I was spooked out. Mom said, I think you all right. I turned my 23. She like, I think you all right because it was already bald at this point. But yeah, bro, I was shook for a minute.
They say you're supposed to get your hair from your mama's daddy. That's what I've heard many a times growing up. So I don't know
my
how
mama
true
even
that
know
is.
her daddy, but whatever.
Okay, so
Wait, and then that's the thing. So your hair, if you
Might be
if
loud.
you didn't know them, it don't count. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know them for it to count.
otherwise, then you just got your daddy hair.
So
Welcome to that
starting.
horseshoe, Dad. Welcome to that horseshoe.
I'm starting anew. So that means it reset if you don't know him. It reset.
Well, shit, your older brother still got his hair.
Yeah, must get it from his mama. Dad. I don't know, but my brother he also brushes his hair backwards too. So I don't know.
I think if you got that spot in the middle, like I do, I think you just start playing your hair more and more lower and lower, and then once until while it's still cool, then once you like don't have to be cool no more because you're old, then you can let it do what it wants. You just got that big bald spot. In the It's an old nigga with a bald spot. In the check me out.
You can just comb that thing over. Just start letting that thing grow. Comb that bald.
That don't never look good.
I'll get you some heels.
Listen, we are on the cutting edge of technology. We in the next 10 years, we might be able to grow that thing back. So all y'all boys who went run away, I've been trying to get somebody to put that that rug on their head before the DC. I'll pay for that shit. I will pay any of my homeboys
Barbers
who ball. I will pay for it.
To get that.
Barbers nowadays, from what I've been seeing on social media, are no longer barbers. Like we gotta come up with a new term. They're magicians. They're miracle workers.
Barberologist.
Barberagicians. I knew a lady. I went to church with a lady named Barberagician. I don't know if you remember her.
Go see the hair
Barberagician. And I think that's what we should give them.
Who?
So we went to church. Well, you said you went to St. Edwards. There was a lady that sat in the front of church. Her name was Barberagician. We need to start calling. That's what we need to start calling them.
Barberagicians, yeah. The boys be performing magic now, man. So maybe we at the right place in the right time. Maybe we'll be right, man. But like I said, speaking of hair and different hair, man, y'all play with the Snapchat filter yet?
Nah.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't know?
Los, let me take this. Let me take this. There is a Snapchat filter now that will turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man visually. So of course, when you put the man one on you, it don't affect you at all. Like you look exactly like you would look when you put the woman on you. So when I put the man one on me, it don't look different. Like
it didn't look different for me. But I put the man one. I put the woman one on a woman, and it changed it. And I put the man one on a woman, and she looked the same. Because she had a short haircut.
Oh, damn. Well, okay.
You can see how that would work.
Questions.
Right. When she had the man one on, it just kept her with a short haircut. Like, and it didn't do much. But when I put the woman one on her, it threw a big weave on her.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you this. I don't know how y'all... Los, in fact, you should do it right now. Get on your Snapchat, go to the filter, and so you can let me know. Because I want to let you know I'm nice. I'm a bad bitch with that woman shit on. I just had to say
cool with the woman shit on?
Bad. I'm fine, cuz. I am fine with that woman thing on. That's all I'm saying. I was like, damn. And I showed it to some people. This podcast brought to you by Smile High CI. I showed it to Smile High CI and his wife pulled up her Instagram and said, damn, you look exactly like my friend. She's a model.
And then Maha said, just send it to me. Just send me that picture right quick.
Let me see. Oh my goodness.
Let me see it. Send it to me so I can see you as a chick. Oh, yeah. Man, mine didn't work out great because I got that beard and it didn't cover up the whole beard. It just covered up the beard to my jawline. But you could still see the beard below the jawline that it covered up. So it looked kind of weird. It looked like I had like a mad Arab beard, like at the bottom of my neck, a neck beard, Andrew Luck style. But yeah, I looked very much like one of my sisters. I screenshotted it and sent it to my sisters, and one of them was like, I was wondering what you would look like with the filter because like whatever. I was wondering which one of us you would look more like, and that's funny. Like I did definitely look like one of my sisters on there. So I was nice.
Los, have you done it yet?
I was nice too. So relax.
Yeah, I'm doing. Man, I don't know.
So don't even worry.
I wouldn't say
you would have had it done.
I wouldn't say that I was a bad bitch, but I would say that I look like somebody. I look like I look better than Aisha Curry.
Did y'all see Aisha Curry rocking them braids?
Yeah. That's your girl.
Okay, that's all. That's all.
That shit, man.
That's your girl. That's your girl. I mean, I'm just saying, I could have got Steph. Like, is all I'm saying.
And I am exactly who I was talking about whenever I said she could do better.
I saw a whole bunch of posts like boys talking about. They had a picture with like a dude looking at the phone with like some lotion in his hand. He was talking about dudes be beating it off looking at their own Snapchat filter. That's like, wow, that's a little extreme. Lo, she in there yet?
I might be cold, boy. Hold up.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh no.
You heard.
Yeah.
Aisha Curry.
I'm like some deep off bourbon right now.
Yeah. a little
like,
cross dresser.
With that beard and like something from way down off bourbon.
Roger said he looks very good, but I really feel like
Roger.
Probably not.
You like Joanna Man, boy.
But if
come on, I think I look like me. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all looking at me, but if y'all, let's say, whoop, snap me Thanos, snap, didn't know me no more, and then boom, that thing come through, and that's me, but that's me now. Man, y'all boys hollering.
Nah, I'm cool.
Y'all boys gonna try to holler at me.
Even if it's true, we couldn't say that because then we would be gay.
Duh.
Now cue up that music for nothing nice to say.
They say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Al don't nice.
Ain't nothing nice. You hear me?
Look, shit, I read this headline on TMZ a few weeks ago. It went just like this. Kim Kardashian quietly helps to free 17 inmates in 90 days. I mean, that's a crazy story. I saw it online. I saw it all over the place. And then after a couple of days, I saw another post that said, attorney and criminal justice reform advocate Brittany K. Barnett took to her personal Facebook page to say it was actually two African-American women, herself and colleague Miangel Cody, who fought to free for the inmates through the Buried Alive project. So all of that to say, like, nah, it wasn't Kim K, it was them. And I saw it all over. The post was like, African-American women are really the ones who freed them inmates and not Kim K. Barnett actually went on to say, Kim linked arms with us to support us when foundations turned us down. We and our clients and their families have a lot of love for her. They're deeply grateful for her. In 90 days, capitalized 2 black women lawyers freed 17 people from life without parole sentences, the second most severe penalty permitted by law in America. Only 2 of us. Prosecutors opposed nearly every single case we had. They had nothing but Bishop Services appeals. We litigated our asses off in federal courts across the country. We won downward departures in most of our cases due to good lawyering. People set to die in prison are now free. Our clients weren't even on a selective list in the Sentencing Commission sent out for federal defenders' radars. In fact, we have copies of letters federal defenders sent some of our clients telling them that they weren't even eligible for relief under the First Step Act. But we got them out free. Our work in 90 days is historic. We picked up some we picked up some from prison. We gave reentry stipends. We continue to support them upon release. She even added that Kim was always very clear in her role. It's the media that spins it around, not Kim. We don't care how the media is portraying it. That's what the media does. Who cares? But honestly, it's been an interesting trend that's been going on for the last few weeks. It's been trending. That the news says that Kim K fought to free 17 slaves. I mean, 17 slaves, I'm sorry. But it's kind of applicable the way the prison reform system is. 17 inmates. And it doesn't ever say anything about the 2 black women. So like black Twitter and black social media really wants you to understand that it was really the black women who did the work. You know, it kind of got me thinking about another story. And made me think, why do we give them all the credit for this? I want to compare it to something we talked about a few months back on the podcast. When LeBron left Cleveland, he went back to Akron. And he opened the I Promise School. That news was like huge. And we was big up in that story even on the podcast. It was like the lavish thing, all of the news, and everybody was giving LeBron credit. But can I ask you a couple of questions? Does LeBron write the fucking curriculum for that school? Is LeBron the dude running like the in-school suspension? Do he drive the school bus? Oh, he put on the Black History program. Hell, does that nigga even come to teach PE every now and again or coach the boys basketball team? I'm saying all of that to like just be fair. I know we don't like Kim K for all of the reasons that we don't like Kim K. Mainly something about Ray J and L.A. Mine and taking y'all black men and Reggie Bush and Kanye and everything else. But just be fair. Because I ain't got nothing nice to say about picking and choosing when to give people credit. When all rich people do actually is cut the check anyways. So I won't say nothing at all.
All gas, no break.
I mean that's just the way it is. You know, if me, you, let's say if this podcast was 4 people and it was me, you, Los, or me, Aldo, Los, and Kim K, then this is the Kim K podcast. Right. If me, you, Los, and Kim K go hoop on Saturday, then we go and hoop with Kim K. Like when you get to an iconic status like that of the status of a LeBron James or Kim K or whoever else that's on that level, and they do something with people that are in the grand scheme of things small. Regular degular. That big person is who's gonna JJ Watt. JJ Watt donated or whatever, started a GoFundMe. I don't know what he did. He did something for the Houston flood. Yeah. I'm sure there's many other people that did way more courageous things than what JJ Watt did. But JJ Watt got
Save Houston.
Put on a pedestal.
Save Houston. He got put on a stamp.
JJ Watt went drunk. They said JJ Watt drunk all the flood water up so just so people could live. I remember that. Nigga drunk it. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that Kim K, but how we as a people, it's like we gotta put out the story that Kim K is not the one who actually did it. Mm-hmm. But you're not gonna say, well, LeBron's not actually the one who's running that school. And I don't know. I just think it's an interesting parallel there. That because we don't like her, that's the story we want to run with.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, we all know.
I don't dislike. You said we. I don't dislike.
Yeah, and that's no. I think we as a collective, we as in the culture feels negatively about Kim Kardashian. I'm agreeing with you, Raj, that I don't feel any kind of way about Kim Kardashian. I don't feel bad. I don't feel negative. I don't feel like terribly positive. Like Kim K is like this special human being who does whatever. I just think she's just a celebrity chick. Whatever. I don't watch any of her shows. I feel nothing about Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I'm cool. I mean, I think they some hustlers now. They get that money, get to the bag any kind of way they can. They will go get their money out of that girl turned a sex tape into a whole empire. Her and Chris, her and her mama. So I respect the hustle a little bit, but I'm not like, ooh, Kim K's on. Let me stop and see what she got to say. And we all know LeBron James ain't coming up with no. LeBron James just be like, how much you need? I think we ought to have this. And LeBron just said, I want you to be on the panel. And somebody I know report to me closely. And I'll put some little finishing touches in there and just show up when it's time.
I feel like people, like, I'm going to say this. I feel like LeBron James isn't as smart as Lil Wayne. Like, book smart.
No.
I feel like both of them, neither one, like, I feel like LeBron finished high school and Lil Wayne didn't. But I feel like Lil Wayne, like, read more books than LeBron in his life. I might be wrong. But I just feel like
I think you gave both of them, like, you gave them a standardized test for 12th grade.
Yeah.
I feel like Lil Wayne would blow it out the water and LeBron.
I think Lil Wayne would do better on the English and neither one of them would do good in the math. Like, I feel like,
it's the 12th grade now.
LeBron learned anything in school. I don't think he had to know nothing when he was in high school.
I mean, he have time to be doing. He played like 30 something national games, and only 2-3 of them were home games. Dude was at basketball practice, man.
One of my favorite movies of all time, More Than a Game. That shit is awesome. It's epic.
Come on, man. Boy played basketball. What class you going to? Oh, basketball.
Raj, that sound ridiculous? That Lil Wayne would pass SAT? I mean, get a higher score in the SAT than LeBron James?
Yeah.
No, I think so. I think that we splitting hairs. That's what I
Okay,
think.
okay,
I don't
okay.
think either. I think that I think LeBron might do better. Okay, so like for the sake of it, I think LeBron would do better on math, and I think Lil Wayne would do better in English. Like I think he'd do better in poetry, and that's
Poetry.
And I don't know if
There's a poetry section in the
What
SAT.
the fuck?
Niggas said
it's specialized poetry. It's like English.
Find
so like
the correct stanza.
It's English.
Which
Or
one of
whatever
these
you
is a
wanna call it,
haiku? Look at that.
He would know. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Lil Wayne be snapping the whole test.
I wasn't necessarily talking about the standardized test. Y'all took it there. I was just talking about better in school, period.
Okay.
So if there was a poetry class, I think Lil Wayne would ace it. And if there was a
Why
slam
would you
dunk
necessarily?
class, yeah, I think.
Yeah, okay, that. But why would you think LeBron would be better at math? I would think
agree.
they both kind of suck.
I
at
don't
math.
know. I just feel like I don't know. I've seen LeBron on TV, and I've seen like Lil Wayne on like First Take and stuff like that, and he just doesn't seem very. I don't give him a lot of credit. He don't seem very smart to me.
Okay.
So I just think he's really good at whatever it is that he's good at, and I think LeBron would be. I don't know. I think LeBron's smart. I'll disagree with you. I think LeBron's smart.
I think LeBron makes smart decisions. They don't necessarily make you smart. I think LeBron got a bunch of friends, and they end up, you know, like they told a story. Actually, you know, you say I want my friends to be involved in this, you know, and then along the way, like LeBron paid attention and made sure his homeboys paid attention. They stayed focused and they made good decisions. I think Maverick Carter might be smart. You know, I think if LeBron, so like let's say this, like I'm not real strong in like calculus and all of those things, so you know most people would beat me in that. But I know where to find. I know who I could hit up if I need to study. Yeah. I don't think Lil Wayne has those friends. I think LeBron does. I feel like I feel like, but if we just talking about, we didn't talk about hitting nobody. We talking about them two in front of the SAT. I feel like Lil Wayne is smart enough to kind of put two and two together and kind of maybe get it a little bit before LeBron would.
I think I agree.
Here's the reality of it. We both don't know because I don't know.
And we don't. But you know what's funny? We could go down a list of athletes and rappers, and I think that's a perfect comparison, Lil Wayne and LeBron, because it's just kind of, it seems like polar opposites, but because of what people rap about and stuff, like niggas would probably think that Andre 3000 to get a 1500 on the SAT. That nigga might be dumb as shit.
I was just about to say. He didn't go to high school.
I might give J. Cole like a little bit of credit because he went to college. Like certain people that I'm like, if you went to college, you probably had to pass in SAT or ACT.
At least, yeah.
So you got some minimum skills of intelligence.
Yeah.
But athletes and shit like that, like, I mean, a lot of them athletes had to go pass the SAT, but how many times they took it once we go the Wonderlic test? I feel like Vince Young is probably not as smart as, you know, as like pick a rapper.
It's well documented.
Slim Thug is probably smarter than Vince Young.
Yeah, like Vince Young, he definitely not smarter than the fifth grader.
Yeah, so
we know that for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting commentary there. I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but it's a very funny conversation.
Yes.
R.I.P. to Pamela Shantae Turner, the woman who said in Baytown, Texas, who said, "I'm pregnant, don't shoot me," and they still shot her 5 times. Man, these crackers getting out of control. Like we said, we wasn't gonna spend a whole podcast talking about it because the shit's just it's out of hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if the woman pregnant or not. If she say she pregnant, don't shoot her.
5 times, dog. You shot that lady 5 times. Anyway, that's gonna have me mad. And die slow to the dude who killed that little girl right down the street from my job. Die slow, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, parents getting out of hand for killing Sharon. They do that shit all the time. That's a crazy take on it, man. Look, Best Friend Weekend Phase 3 a week away, man. By the time you hearing this, we're going to probably be getting ready to gear up and take our talents to the nation's capital. We're going to be in the district.
Barack coming too. I just confirmed Barack coming. He hit me.
Oh, Barack said he coming?
Yeah, Barack coming. He wasn't Michelle not though, but Barack. He said he'll be there Saturday. So
I saw the funniest post on the internet the other day because the internet's undefeated. It said Barack plus Thanos equals Baranos or Baranos or something like that. And it had like a picture of Barack like superimposed with Thanos with like his face on with his neck and all the rest of that. But hold up, it was so mathematical. I don't know if y'all saw this. It was like Barack plus Thanos equals Baranos equals The Rock. And that shit looked just like The Rock. The Rock looks like a mix between Barack and Thanos. That's hilarious. Yeah, anyway. Best Friend Weekend phase 3. We'll check y'all next weekend, man. Appreciate y'all sitting down, hollering at us this week. We out.